didn't come this far to only come this far. I hear some people saying things like, when I make it, when I get to the top. I'll keep working hard until I get to the top, until I reach my goal. Let me tell you something. There's no end. Winners never stop. If you reach your goal, set a bigger goal. If you get to the top of the mountain, find a bigger mountain. It's the journey, the continued pursuit of growth, the constant seeking of improvement, the challenge. That's what makes life great. That's what makes a fulfilled life. I didn't come this far to only come this far. When I get this goal, I'll seek more. Not more things, more growth. Constantly pushing myself to be better. I didn't come this far to only come this far. I came this far so I could be strong enough to go further.
Well, and a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back inside the Pentagon. We had a day off yesterday from the NAIA Division II Men's National Basketball Tournament, but today we lace up the sneakers. We get ready for what will be an exciting evening of basketball. It's our semifinal round, the Fab Four, tonight here in Sioux Falls. I'm JJ Hardigan, he's Brad Newitt, and Brad, we are kicking it off with two great teams out of the state of Indiana tonight, and they will have a chance to play for the national championship if they win this game tonight. Really, realistically, two more wins and they'll be crowned a champion. But somebody's got to win here tonight just to have the right to get to that game. What's the tale of the tape between these two teams?
Well, these are two fantastic teams. IU East, the #1 team in the country. Indiana Wesleyan, the #4. We expected these teams to get here. It wasn't an easy road, but they've clawed their way into this semifinal game.
Wildcats are going to be in red today, and it'll be Indiana University East, the Red Wolves, in their gray uniforms. Okafor, who's one of the best defensive players in this tournament, is also their point guard. They've got a lot of depth on this squad for the Wildcats, and that's a big bucket to kick off the night from Kanan Coffey, a sharpshooter. When he gets hot, he's very tough to stop.
Oh, he had 4 points in their, or excuse me, 4 threes, in their win over Morningside here Saturday. And good start for Indiana Wesleyan to see him knock in his first shot.
Indiana University East might very well be the top #1 seed of this 32-team pool. There are 4 of them, but they came in with just 2 losses on the season. They're on the offensive attack. That shot's no good, but an offensive board, and boy, are those offensive rebounds going to be huge today. Left-handed three's no good, and the Wildcats with the rebound and a chance to extend their lead.
Both these teams have just played terrific basketball down the stretch. You mentioned IU East, only 2 losses. JJ, they've won 28 games in a row. They haven't lost since mid-November.
That man right there, Maxwell, a transfer out of the University of Kansas, feeds it to Okafor. Joel Okafor out of Lagos, Nigeria, a kid who came into this tournament averaging 7 points, 4 rebounds a game, but shot 50% from the field during the regular season. And out of bounds there, a couple tough offensive series to start the day for this Indiana University East squad.
Will be interesting to watch here. How do these teams settle into a huge game? And these teams did have a day to prepare, so I think, scouting took a little bit of an advanced step. And then also you got to remember, these teams actually played each other now. It was a long time ago, back in mid-November.
Nice lob from Okafor, finding Kyle Mangus, the Crossroads League Player and Freshman of the Year. It's pretty rare to get both honors in one season, but this kid has been special not only during his regular season, but in this tournament as well. And there's a big defensive stop there. Johnson laying out, and Jacob Johnson drawing the charge. We're going the other way.
Indiana Wesleyan has been terrific defensively to start this game, JJ. 3 possessions, 3 stops for them, and quite frankly, the Wildcats, when you look at this season, they've really relied on outscoring people, probably more than really locking down defensively, but they've had a fantastic beginning to this game.
Let's see if they try to go to Jacob Johnson. He's one of those guys that when he gets a little energy can get hot. They're going back to Mangus inside. That's no good, but a foul will send him to the line for 2. This Wildcat squad plays so much on energy, and that extra edge that they try to find sometimes comes from this young man here. We mentioned all the honors and accolades he's gotten coming into this tournament, but boy, has he been special since coming to Sioux Falls, averaging 19 points a game over his first 3 contests inside this building. He's also picked up 57 total points while going 19 of 46 from the field, but he's really made his living at the free throw line, going 16 of 20 overall.
Well, as good as he's played in Sioux Falls, I've had people from Indiana Wesleyan tell me he hasn't played his best basketball, which is pretty special. But, I mean, you don't win Player of the Year in a conference as good as the Crossroads League without being a special player, especially as a freshman. That was a huge honor for him.
It's an 8-0 run to start the day for the Wildcats. An offensive board underneath there, and that's a nice put-in. Trevor Harrell, or check that, excuse me, I beg your pardon. It's Lucas Huffman who gets the bucket, and a kid who averaged 14 points a game heading into this tournament.
You see IU East, they are going to be a real athletic team that loves to pressure the basketball.
Maxwell, the former Jayhawk, lobs it inside. Mangus fouled from behind. It's going to be on Jacoby Claypool. That's already the 3rd team foul on the Red Wolves here, and the 2nd trip to the free throw line for Mangus.
JJ, that's his really smart offense there, as IU East a little bit undersized at a few of their guard spots. So what does Indiana Wesleyan do? They put Kyle Mangus down in the low post at 6'3" and let him post. And Mangus, such a versatile player where when it comes to him offensively, he could shoot the 3, put it on the floor. He could even score inside if he has to.
He's playing right around 33 minutes per contest in this tournament right now. Mangus, a Warsaw, Indiana native, already out there with 6 points today. His squad's on defense now. Ball's in the right corner. Indiana University East trying to get on the board with another bucket there, but that's no good, and they've started the day ice cold, going 1 of 5 from the field. Okafor, a little up and under move. What a shot that was. Again, he was the Crossroads League all-defensive team recipient on this squad here, and he has been special on that end of the floor, but he can do some great things on the other side, especially when he's got the ball in his hands.
Let's see, can IU East get going here offensively? Boy, rough start for them with just 2 points here in the first 3.5.
Nice drive inside. That's going to get floated high off the glass, but a foul will send to the line Jalen McKay. First trip to the line tonight for these Red Wolves.
Well, McKay has just been terrific here for IU East. You look in this tournament, he's had 19 and 18 in his last 2 games. A guy that can really score the basketball from that guard spot.
There are a few Indianapolis, Indiana natives on this squad. McKay, a 6'5", 165-pound sophomore. Shot 55% from the field during the regular season, but did struggle at times from the free throw line. Just under 46% from the stripe, and that could be a factor here today. 9-point game right now with just over 16 minutes left to go in this first half.
IU East needs to continue to pressure here and see if they can do what they do best on this end, which is force turnovers. And they got one right there.
Yep, Mangus tried to get the bounce pass from down low, and they're going to change the call here. It will stay with the Wildcats. I thought it went off of Mangus, but Johnson's going to be triggering here with 14 on the shot clock.
IU East has got to get some turnovers that can lead to transition buckets going the other way for them. They're struggling right now with just 3 points.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's going to be a kick ball, so 4 left on the shot clock here with 16:01 left to play in the first half, and it's going to have to be a quick inbound here from Gage Smith.
Actually, a reset to 20 on the kick, so they'll have a little more time. That's unfortunate for the Red Wolves there.
Mangus gets the inbound, but it's taken away. Jalen McKay into the front court. Smith looking inside, now on the drive on Johnson. Bounces off one defender. That shot's blocked. Extra pass inside, and it's going to be McKay who gets it to go.
I'll give IU East a lot of credit for sticking with it that time. Now let's continue to see, how does Indiana Wesleyan handle this pressure? They've been terrific against it so far.
12-5 your score. Wildcats with the edge because of this kid right here, Mangus. 6 points so far, down low, and that shot's off the iron. It won't get any easier than that, but Ben Carlson just missed a bunny.
Well, that's what defensive pressure will do to you. Even the easy shots, you know, it takes a lot of effort just to get to that point.
Ball's at the top of the key here for Indiana University East. Down by 7. McKay early on with 3 points, kicks it into the left wing. They're going to reset. Boy, this defense from the Wildcats has been good so far. Down to 6 on the shot clock. Trying to create something. Bishop Smith on the drive. Fadeaway is good. Boy, it took him almost the length of the shot clock there, but he finally got it to go.
Wow, just a great individual play that time by Smith.
Okafor with a strong drive and the left-handed finish.
Now, Okafor is the energy guy for this Indiana Wesleyan team, and he's really going to be important in this game, JJ, because he's got to take care of it and be strong.
He's played 25 or more minutes in all 3 games in this tournament, and it's going to be immediate timeout on the floor. The Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan loving what they've seen on the floor so far. They've got a 7-point lead with 14:24 left to go here in this first half. We're back with more in just a moment from inside the Pentagon. $14:24 left to go in our first half. It'll be a fresh 30 on the shot clock for the Wildcats here, and Indiana University East is going to provide some full court press. Again, if you want to get involved in our broadcast, be sure to use that NAIA D2 MBB hashtag. You can not only join our broadcast, but get your message on the big board here inside this beautiful facility in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Sanford Pentagon, this is Heritage Court, a 3,200 seat facility that when it's full, it's rocking. We've had some great crowds throughout this tournament. Folks are just making their way in now as Smith drives in strong. Grant Smith out of Connorsville, Indiana. Boy, he's been good with the ball in his hand in transition, and that time just went in hard at the teeth of that defense.
Now Smith, another freshman that looks like he's going to have a dynamite career going forward. He's really come on in this tournament, I feel.
15 on the shot clock. Yeah, he has really picked up his intensity and his play as this tournament has gone on, and credit to the coaching staff for allowing these freshmen to kind of develop as the game progresses on the floor. Well, that's something we're going to need to see more of this squad. We saw Bishop Smith attack, Jalen McKay driving that time, finding a way to get to the hole and getting those high percentage shots.
Yeah, you can see IU East doing a better job getting to the rim now offensively.
Shooter open from the right wing, and that's good. We said if he got hot, it could be dangerous. Kanan Coffey just hit his first three, but he's got 5 points early on here in this one.
And watch out, Indiana Wesleyan right now has hit 7 of their first 8 shots, JJ. They are on fire.
Already down to 16 on the shot clock. They lob it down low. Huffman, little fadeaways blocked by Carlson. And it's going to be recovered. Carlson tried to swat that one. Maxwell did too. It'll go out of bounds, and we're going the other way. Last touched by the Red Wolves.
Well, that's some serious interior defense that Indiana Wesleyan can put on the floor when you get both Carlson and Maxwell out there. Carlson's got a lot of strength in there. Maxwell, a fabulous shot blocker with his 6'10" frame.
12:44 left to go here in this first half, and some more full court pressure coming from IU East. Both of these teams are 1 seeds. We'll talk about how they got to this point here in just a moment. Smith, again, just taking it by himself in transition, essentially, from coast to coast, and finding a way to cut through the lane for 2 more.
Well, he had 8 points off the bench in their win over Morningside to get here. Smith being a big contributor early on in this big game.
Left-handed, or left wing 3, I should say, is no good. Rebounded by Coffey. Indiana University East had a bit of a scare in the second round. A 2 overtime thriller against Oklahoma Wesleyan, but they advanced in that one after a convincing victory against Voorhees in the first round. They won easily against Briar Cliff in the quarterfinals to advance to this matchup. And now Indiana Wesleyan, their opponent here, in a 3-second violation.
Well, here's the thing, though, JJ, is IU East has not struggled like this defensively in this tournament. I mean, all 3 of their wins up to this point, they've been able to dictate tempo, really put pressure on teams and hold them down offensively. Not the case here today, the way Indiana Wesleyan has shot this basketball. Again, 8 for 9 is the start shooting the ball for the Wildcats here.
Nice little crossover there. Smith hesitating for a moment, now gets it into the corner. 3 on the way. Nope. Maxwell with the rebound. Boards have been huge so far. Indiana University East, has picked up 4 offensive rebounds to this point. Indiana Wesleyan doesn't have one on their end offensively, but they're already up to 6 total boards here today. They're cleaning up the defensive glass nicely. Down to 10 on the shot clock. Mangus on the attack with 5 left to go. Tough shot off the glass is no good. And IU East with the basketball here, trying to cut this deficit maybe in half. Tough shot there, that's no good. Maxwell with another rebound. 7 defensive rebounds early on, basically taking the basketball away from Indiana University East.
Yeah, IU East is just 4 of 14 to start the game shooting the ball for them, but they need to get stops on this end. And here's the big reason why, JJ. When they can get a stop, then they can get out and run. They've taken the ball out of the net pretty much every possession so far.
A few subs checking in as Joel Okafor comes back in for the Wildcats, and checking in for Indiana University East will be Aaron Thomas, a junior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Carlson, Mangus, Coffey, Okafor, and Johnson are out there right now in red. Mangus with the inbound with 20 on the shot clock. A little miscommunication there, but it's Johnson who comes away with it. Nice little crossover. They'll have to settle back out around the perimeter. Okafor going up strong, and another right-handed finish for Joel Okafor. He's got 8 early points with 10.5 to play in this first half.
Well, the strength of Okafor, when he can get near the basket in the paint, he can handle the physicality of a bump. and still finish.
10:18 left to go in this first half. Now ball at the top of the key. On the drive, Thomas kicked it outside. Long two, and that's good there. A big bucket for Bishop Smith.
Now, made baskets also big for IU East because that lets them set their press. Helps them be better defensively on this end as well. I give a ton of credit to Indiana Wesleyan. They're really moving well without the basketball, really sharing the ball well.
Coffey couldn't hit that three. Johnson with the offensive rebound, though, had it tipped out of his hands, and it's going to go the other way. Johnson was trying to argue that he got hit and was fouled, but won't get the call as we get to our media timeout with under 10 to play. We'll be back inside the Pentagon in just a moment. Getting a look at some good highlights here early on in this one. These two teams exchanging some buckets, but really it's been the Wildcats of Indiana Wesleyan who have led so far in this one. For those who follow these two teams, that may be a little surprise. They faced each other once earlier this year, back on November 14th, and it was IU East who came away with the 1-point victory in that one, Brad, 80-79.
Yes, back in mid-November, and really the key to Indiana East winning that game is that they forced 17 turnovers with their defensive pressure. They haven't been able to do that here so far, and Indiana Wesleyan's really had their way with them offensively.
Three from the left wing, and that's a good answer there. Boy, did they need that. Big bucket for Charles Peterson, the Connorsville, Indiana native, keeping the pressure on here right now. Red Wolves trying to get back within 10, and in fact, just now to 9 with 9:08 left to go.
Yeah, there's still plenty of time for them to get back in this game, and the Red Wolves, a team that really try to wear their opponents down.
Boy, what another strong drive from Okafor. Again, we've talked about his defense and praised him a lot in this tournament for that, but he is stepping up his offensive game already today with 10 points.
Yeah, he has been sensational, taking it to the basket with authority. It's a perfect 5 for 5 from the field.
Shooter in the corner lost the handle for a moment, but a nice kick inside and the slam for Aaron Thomas.
Now you can see now IU East is getting better dribble penetration than they did earlier in the game, and that's because they're being a little more patient, they're swinging the ball, and they're looking for their opportunities, and that's really helped them get better looks at the rim.
Mangus with 6 points so far goes in strong, and that gives him 8 on the day. It's back to an 11-point lead for the Wildcats.
And he makes things look so easy. Still can't believe he's just a freshman finishing his first year of college.
Ball's at the top of the key. McKay kicks it outside. That shot, nope, off the backside of the iron, misses. Mangus with the rebound. Under 8 to go here in this first half. 27-16 your score. Carlson can shoot the three, although they like him to shoot a little bit more. Johnson's one of the big men on this squad who can really shoot it from anywhere. Just missed off the iron, and Aaron Thomas with another rebound. He's one of the best rebounders. In fact, ranks 11th in blocks per game this season and is 17th in the nation in total rebounds entering this tournament.
What you've seen IU East try to do with this particular lineup is just get more athleticism on the floor. They're trying to help themselves on the defensive end with that so that they can move and maybe switch a few more screens if they need to.
IU East has to find a way to clog up the lane. It's been too easy for the Wildcats to drive into the hole so far. Coffey left wing, that shot rattles in and out, and it's Thomas again with the rebound. He's been a nice addition inside here these last few minutes.
IU East will play 11 guys, and they are going to try to wear you down through the course of the game. And you can see they're catching rhythm now. They're playing a lot more confidence than they did early on.
That's Jacoby Claypool, a guy who shot just under 37% from three this season. In 93 tries, he knocked down 34. Carlson, right corner, looking inside, finds Mangus. The freshman shoots the three. That's going to be off the mark. And Thomas with another board. That's his third consecutive defensive rebound.
Yeah, they got to love having him in the game because of what he can do on the glass.
In transition, Jalen McKay off the glass, and a timeout called by IU East. They're feeling it here, back within 6. Again, it's been a double-digit lead most of the way for the Wildcats, but that energy on defense has been transitioning into positives offensively for these Red Wolves here over the last couple minutes.
Yeah, I think the big thing was them just settling down on the offensive end, first of all, getting better looks than they did early on. They were a little tentative. I think that, Indiana Wesleyan's size bothered them inside a little bit with Evan Maxwell guarding the rim. But the big thing for IU East is they got to get a few stops. They've done that. They've been getting defensive rebounds, and then that gives them the opportunity to really get out and run. They've probably got a quickness advantage getting up and down the floor.
Taking a look at some of the early numbers in this one as you see some of the fans in the stands here today. Maxwell's back in the game. We'll talk more about him in a moment. He's back with 4 rebounds so far and might be the answer against Thomas. But Indiana Wesleyan almost 65% from the field to start today, 11 of 17, just 1 of 5 from 3 right now, though. Indiana University East is starting to pick it up. They're up 9 of 21 from the field to almost 43% and are 2 of 6 from downtown. Mangus and Thomas are matched up defensively down low with Thomas near the right post. They each have 4 rebounds in this game. They tried to go to the big man, but Thomas tipped it away. Red Wolves are looking for numbers on offense here right now to get into their offensive set. Wide open shooter, left wing 3, that's good. Lucas Huffman knocks in another.
How about this run that IU East has gone on now to get this down to 3? And it's really started on this end because they've got Indiana Wesleyan to only go 2 for their last 8 down here.
Okafor inside the lane, tried to bounce it. That's clogged up. Maxwell with the turnaround. Nope. Okafor with the rebound. He's triple teamed, fakes the pass, and gets it in. What a little bit of creativity that time from Joel Okafor.
Man, he has been a wizard in this game. He's got 12 points already. And this is a player in Okafor that doesn't even score double figures.
Let's see what they can do on the other end here as the Red Wolves look inside. They've been hitting from deep here over the last couple minutes. Let's see if maybe they can get that interior game going. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Backing him up. Now a shot from the high post. That's no good, and Smith with the rebound.
A great job by IU East, though, getting back in transition.
Mangus on the drive, went straight after Thomas. Thomas blocked it. He's one of the best shot blockers in the nation. Bodies go flying everywhere here as Grant Smith tried to steal one away, but the freshman's going to pick up the foul instead. 4:43 left to go in our first half. This one's getting interesting. A 5-point game inside the Pentagon. We're back in Sioux Falls from the NAIA Division II Men's National Semifinals right after this. .443 left to go in our first half. Once again, I'm JJ Hardigan. He's Brad Newitt. We're delighted to have you with us here for this one. It's our first of 2 semifinal games here tonight in Sioux Falls. Taking a look at some of the early numbers right now, and we mentioned Thomas leading his team with 4 rebounds. He has just one make from the field so far today. He's 1 of 1 from the field with 2 points. Got to wonder if they're going to try to get their big man going offensively, although looking at his numbers, that's not necessarily their go-to game plan with him. They like what he does more so on the defensive side than anything else, but he does average 7 points, 8 rebounds a game this season. There's Thomas, he goes in, that one floated over Maxwell, and there's his answer. They're trying to get some interior game going here over the last few minutes. He makes it a 3-point game in a 1-possession contest.
That's a 17-8 run here over about the last 4 minutes, JJ, and the Red Wolves have really done a nice job of battling back here in this first half and not panicking and really sticking with their game plan.
Good defense that time. Maxwell did come open, but I think it surprised him how open he was. Just missed that off the backside of the iron. Little step back for the left-hander. That's no good. Thomas with another rebound, his 5th.
Yeah, Thomas has been an animal on the glass.
He's tracking that one down as well with a fresh 30, but he's double-teamed and smartly gets it to one of his guards at the top of the key. They'll reset.
Now, Thomas just quicker, more athletic to the basketball, really pursuing it well.
Down to 19 on the shot clock, but a great offensive set this time for IU East. They're down by 3 with 3.5 minutes left to go in this one. Shot clock at 10, baseline drive and a bucket. Makes it a 1-point game. Nice smooth drive there. And it's a Jalen McKay now with 9 points to lead the way. Maxwell got that lob pass a little further underneath the hoop than he would have liked, but got the bucket. That's all that really matters.
Indiana Wesleyan's just been a different team with Maxwell on the floor. When he's been in the game, they've really been efficient offensively, and they've been better defensively too because he's been able to alter some shots inside.
Down to 12 on the shot clock. Thomas kicks it outside. Ball's at the top of the key now. That 3 is good, and IU East with the lead. Actually, they'll tie it, 31 all. Your score here in Sioux Falls with 2:40 left to go in this first half.
IU East is 4 of 9 from the 3-point line. That's what's really helped fuel this comeback is how well they have shot it from 3, and they're a team that's 10th best in the country doing that.
Okafor, a rare mistake there from the top of the key, tried to force a pass inside. Now it will be IU East with a chance to take the lead. Thomas has it up top. That's not where he likes to go, but he'll go on the ground attack. That shot left a little short, and Maxwell with the rebound. It's taken right back by the Red Wolves, though. Great defense here and maybe a little insecurity on the offensive side over these last couple possessions. And what a drive there, boy. All the momentum in the hands of the Red Wolves right now.
It all starts with the turnover in the backcourt. 6 turnovers IU East has forced, and maybe none bigger than that one because that was easy points than the other way, and they'll have a chance at a 3-point play after this timeout.
33-31 your score with 2:05 left to go here in this first half. Quick preview of what's coming up later on tonight. The College of Idaho, who's also a 1 seed, will take on the 2 seed from the Liston bracket, St. Francis, for a chance to meet whoever wins this game in that national championship coming up tomorrow night, Tuesday, 6 p.m. here inside the Pentagon. You can watch that action live on ESPN3. This has been a fun tournament. Again, you get a lot of looks from all over the world. Use that hashtag NAIA D2MBB. Send in your photos. We'll put it up on our broadcast here throughout the night.
Well, JJ, here's how good IU East has been defensively in the last 8 minutes of this game. Indiana Wesleyan, they started 8 for 9 to start out. They were on fire. Since then, they've been held to just 4 of 13, and we mentioned before we had that last time out, they've turned it over 6 times as well. So the Red Wolves, one of the best defensive pressure teams in the country, really starting to get things going on their end defensively that way.
Huffman at the free throw line does have 7 points on the day, but missed that one. His first trip to the line came up empty. Minute 55 left to go in this first half. Smith looking for a little separation from the left wing. He's on the dribble, inside and putting it off the glass. Boy, that's just kind of a calming factor for this squad out of Indiana Wesleyan, what he's been able to do with the ball in his hands.
Well, they're getting some great contributions from Okafor, Smith, not guys that score a lot for them.
Nice little shot off the dribble that time from Jacoby Claypool. Claypool averaged 10 points a game heading into this tournament. Johnson hands it off. Mangus, left-handed dribble, gets it into the left wing. Okafor, little spin move inside, kicks it back out. Johnson couldn't pull the trigger. Now down to 10, Smith. Driving in again, and he'll get a bucket. Boy, with the ball in his hands, he has been nearly unstoppable. That's now 3 players on the floor in this first half for the Wildcats who have 8 or more points.
Well, Smith has 8, Okafor has 12. That's 20 points from 2 guys that don't average double figures.
That one bounced right off the chest that time of Lucas Huffman. He was saying he got fouled. And having a conversation with the officials as he heads back down to the other end of the floor.
Yeah, that was a tough one that time. As IU East just got tangled up that time and fell to the ground as the pass was coming in.
Mangus will bring it in across the half-court line. We're down to the final 45 seconds of this first half. It's been a fast first half of basketball here in Sioux Falls. Both teams have gone on big offensive runs, but we're knotted up at 35. Shot clock down to 12. Mangus, the freshman, inside the lane, off the glass. No, the putback is good, however, and he's got 10 now here in the first half.
Now, Mangus has been terrific getting in and near the basket. He's used his size advantage at the guard spot to get his 10 points.
37-35 your score. Shot clock turned off. IU East on the dribble, and Smith is going to foul him from behind, trying to draw the steal there.
Now, this has been a great half in terms of just the quality of play, the intensity. Only 8 combined fouls. JJ, I'm glad they're not paying us by the hour because this first half has flown by here. And really, they've only been playing basketball for about 28 minutes.
I wouldn't have minded the hourly pay the first day, but you're right. Today's a different story altogether. We were here until almost 1 a.m. on Wednesday, but it's been well worth it here. This tournament has been an absolute riot. I honestly didn't know what type of play we were going to be expecting at this NAIA national tournament, but it has exceeded my expectations as a broadcaster as a foul comes quickly there. And again, with fouls to give, they're just making sure they don't give up the 3 or the lead here at this point.
Well, they're just going to try to make things a little more difficult on the Red Wolves to have to get this last shot off. So you foul after a little bit of time runs off with the hope that maybe their last possession, maybe they only have 3 or 4 seconds.
Inbound coming in front of the Wesleyan bench. It's IU East with the rock. Claypool throws up the prayer. That was nowhere near, and Okafor comes down with the rebound. What a way to battle back, though, for that IU East squad. They were down 21-9 at one point in this game. It's now a 2-point contest here at halftime. We'll step aside for a few minutes, come back with some stats of our own. We'll be back with more from Sioux Falls right after this.
The threat of cybersecurity is rapidly expanding. At Dakota State University in Madison, professors and students work diligently into the night to prepare themselves for what lies ahead. And because they won't rest, neither will Heartland, providing reliable energy to power the lights, servers, and minds of those who defend our information. Heartland Power, Madison's hometown power provider.
In 1897, a champion young woman from Tappleton, Georgia founded Voorhees College, where for more than 120 years her legacy has built champions both in the classroom and on the court. And now, as we reimagine Voorhees through a different school of thought, that legacy grows even stronger through integrity, servanthood, tenacity, excellence, determination, and competence. Join us at Voorhees College, where we change minds and change lives.
For over 50 years, Rosebud Wood Products has been serving America's cabinetry needs. Family owned and operated, with employees who have been a part of the Rosebud family for decades. They're big enough to handle any job, yet small enough to make sure your project matters. Quality doesn't cost, it pays. So pay the Rosebud Factory and Showroom a visit today, or visit us online at rosebudwood.com.
Can you drive me to Jessica's house?
This is what our version of financial planning looks like. Tomorrow's important, but so's making the most of the house before they're out of the house. Spend your life living. Today's the day. Find an advisor at northwesternmutual.com.
When this place gets packed, it's special, and I think it's special because the support we get from the community and the school and the faculty members, it's just something that everyone in the Caldwell area likes to come out and support. If it wasn't for the 3 minors and studying through those, I don't think I would have ever changed my major into what I really want to do in the future. I really like the fact that, I can be walking to class and say hi to 10 to 15 different people just on my way to class, and it's just a great place to be.
When you're done with fads, when you're done with gimmicks and tricks and miracle cures, crash courses and rebound weight, when you're done with going it alone, when you're done with diets, there's Profile. Backed by one of the nation's largest health systems, Profile by Sanford is a personalized plan designed to improve the way you eat and live. When you're ready to get real results with Profile.
Imagine a college where you can find more than 50 student organizations and 65 majors and pre-professional programs, where professors know you by name and advisors encourage you to try new things. Imagine a college that's also a culture. Explore your many sides at Morningside College. Seeking variety? How about more than 65 majors, including 4 new majors in accounting, not-for-profit management, ag and food studies, and social and behavioral sciences, where you can pursue careers in law enforcement or social services. Explore your many sides at Morningside.
For over 130 years, Madison Regional Health System has been committed to quality health care close to home. Our knowledgeable medical staff believe in personalized, cost-effective health care for you and your growing family. We understand how precious life really is. Madison Regional Health System, committed to quality health care close to home.
Envision your future. What does your future look like? At St. Thomas University, we help you discover your strengths and fuel your passions with a cutting-edge education. STU offers innovative programs to thrive in future professions. At St. Thomas, you learn locally to succeed globally with generous scholarships. Here you'll find an exceptional private education at an affordable cost. No matter where you want to go in life, you can get there from here.
Back inside the Pentagon as we continue on here at our halftime break. Lots of highlights from this one. Right now it's a 2-point game. As this squad from Indiana Wesleyan takes the court here, 29-7 on this season. Indiana University East at 34-2. Trying to battle back in this one, down by 2, but boy, they were down 21-9 at one point, Brad. This has been an impressive turnaround to equalize this game, make it close at halftime. They got to keep that momentum rolling here as they come out of the locker room in the second half.
Yeah, they really do try to see if they can continue what they did in that big comeback. But here's the thing, I mean, Indiana Wesleyan is the second best field goal percentage shooting team in the country, 52%. And they were fabulous in that first half at 62%. If they do that again, boy, it's going to be really difficult for IU East to come out of here on top.
Maxwell denying an inbound pass inside to Thomas, gets the first turnover of this second half. Both Maxwell and Thomas were somewhat quiet. They want to get their big men going on the offensive side. Maxwell lowering the shoulder a little bit, creating some space, but gets the left-handed finish high off the glass.
Well, I think he's going to be huge for Indiana Wesleyan. He only had 2 points in that first half and only played 11 minutes out there as well.
Yeah, over the course of the first 3 games, Maxwell was averaging 24 points as Thomas gets that one in. During the regular season, only 16.9 points per game for Maxwell. We say only, but he is definitely playing above his average in this tournament. A very quiet first half, though, is surprising.
Well, let's see if they continue to try to get him established in the low post.
This is where they've been good in the first half with Okafor driving. That time, Johnson on the spin. His shot no good, got his own rebound. His shot was blocked, and a late foul comes in. They're going to get Thomas with the foul this time. Again, normally a very good shot blocker. In fact, 6th in the nation in total blocks in NAIA Division II this season. But that time got too much of the arm.
Well, what we saw in that first half was Indiana Wesleyan trying to exploit matchups. And those were matchups inside where they would try to look for size advantage for their wing players or their bigs anytime they could get them posted. And they were kind of doing it that time there as they tried to draw Thomas away from the basket by sliding Maxwell out and then let Johnson post.
18:46 left to go here in this first half. Johnson with the miss at the free throw line. Looking at the numbers during the tournament for Jacob Johnson, 8 of 11 from the stripe, doesn't miss very often. Right now, his squad out of Indiana Wesleyan with the 3-point lead. IU East, the Red Wolves on the attack. Down to 8 on the shot clock. Inbounds to Thomas, his is off the rim and good. Boy, he just continues to put up good numbers here today for the Red Wolves. He's got 8, and it's a 1-point game.
A nice interior passing by McKay as well.
Maxwell gets his shot blocked by Thomas. Here come the Red Wolves in this 1-point game, a chance to take the lead again.
Boy, Thomas has been a difference maker protecting the rim.
That gets kicked out of bounds. The Wildcats are trying to say it should be their basketball. The referees, though, will say nope, it's going to be IU East with 22 underneath their own hoop. McKay swinging it around and on the attack quickly here. Nothing working for Leach. They'll kick it outside.
A nice team defense by Indiana Wesleyan, helping to shut down the driving lanes with those help defenders.
McKay, little spin move inside the lane, off the right side of the iron, no good. Maxwell with another board. 1-point lead right now for the Wildcats, and they're back to work. That's just a bad pass inside, taken away. Claypool guarded closely by Mangus right now. McKay, nice little crossover. They kick it back outside. Thomas was open, but didn't want to shoot quite yet. Nice bounce pass inside. They waited for that to develop. And a beautiful finish. It's now a 1-point lead for the Red Wolves. Quick answer on the other end is no good. That's going to be tipped away by Coffey. And a fresh shot clock here for the Wildcats with 17 minutes to play.
Boy, amazing hustle by Coffey.
That three's no good. Okafor tried to track it down with contact and does. He's inside the lane again. Now passes it to the big man, Maxwell. Little floater from about 8 feet out. And we've exchanged leads here on each of the last 2 possessions.
Now this game's getting physical here between these two teams, really going at each other.
Left-handed three, that's good in front of his own bench. What a bucket there. And going to the line to try to make it what could be a 4-point play will be Indiana University East's Lucas Huffman, a guy who shot 35% from 3 during the regular season. Rare 4-point opportunity here.
Well, Huffman's got 10 now with that made bucket, and Huffman's a tough matchup for Indiana Wesleyan because he can score inside, he can score outside. There you see him really shooting it from deep to knock in that 3 right by his bench.
44-42 your score. That one rattles but falls. And it is a 3-point lead for the Red Wolves. Again, Indiana Wesleyan led by 14 at one point in this game. IU East now with their largest lead of the day. Just a 3-point advantage. Smith gets it to Okafor. Maxwell down low, guarded closely by Thomas. His left-handed turnaround short, fighting for the offensive board, and his second chance. He comes up with the bucket.
Now Maxwell scoring inside. He's got 2 of them now here in this half. They need more production out of him here going forward.
That shot off the rim, lots of contact. They're going to say it goes out of bounds. Still 18 on the shot clock here. And IU East will keep the basketball.
Boy, this IU East team, they just come at you aggressively, and it's on both ends. I mean, we've talked about the defensive pressure, but I mean, they really attack you offensively too.
Little head fake now inside. That shot left short. Leach couldn't get it to go. He's been quiet here so far today. No points as of yet. Foul on the ground. That's going to be Leach who picks up the foul, the senior out of Fisher, Indiana.
Oh, I just love how Grant Smith really pushed that basketball in transition, forced the hand of IU East. And this game might tip on just that thing alone, JJ. Which team can get some stops, get themselves transition buckets, because these two teams have been pretty good in the half court defensively.
We'll have to see how IU East does defensively without Aaron Thomas for the next few minutes. He's getting a breather on the bench with Nate Niehoff, the junior out of Glenwood, Indiana, back in the game. Bad pass that time helped their cause defensively.
Well, the nice way about this game and how it's been officiated is nobody is in any sort of foul trouble here in the second half yet.
Yeah, there have been 11 total fouls in this game.
I think the officials have done a nice job of letting them play, but not letting it get out of hand. It's been a nice balance here.
I think these two teams have gotten comfortable in how they want to play this game. Early on, the Wildcats were dictating the pace and the rhythm, but boy, IU East has really equalized that, and now with the 1-point lead here, they're trying to maybe get secure hands on that momentum and see if they can ride with it. They've got a shooter open top of the key for three, and he holds his hand up for good measure. We were wondering when Leach was going to get going. That's his first bucket of the contest.
IU East has shot it really well from the three-point line in this game. They've now hit 6 of 11.
15 minutes left to go as Mangus gets caught in the corner. Now to Maxwell, right back inside to the freshman. He missed. That got tipped in, and I'm not sure who last touched it. It might have been Lucas Huffman on the defensive side as he tried to get the rebound.
I think they're going to give the bucket to Mangus. He was right there too, and it's the second time he's done that. Miss a shot, tip his own right in quickly.
Niehoff going in hard, but his shot off the rim no good. Smith with it, and again, he likes to push it up the floor. Okafor inside the lane, contact and a blocking foul is going to be called on Nate Niehoff.
A great job in transition there. Again, when Indiana Wesleyan can get the defensive rebound, they have been terrific putting their own pressure by how they've pushed the basketball too.
First media time out of our second half. We will step aside for a moment. It's IU East right now with a 2-point lead, 48-46. We're back with more Inside the Pentagon in just a moment. (48-46) your score. I'm JJ Hardigan. He's Brad Newitt. We're delighted to have you here inside the Pentagon, our first of 2 semifinal games to be played here tonight. The winner of this one advances to the championship game of this Division II National Basketball Tournament Tuesday night, 6 p.m. right here inside the Pentagon. It'll also be on ESPN3 as Okafor hits his first free throw. And back to a 1-point game here with a chance to tie it.
Well, you look at how Indiana Wesleyan has scored their points. The reason they're shooting 56%, JJ, they're doing it in the paint. They've got 34 points in the paint, and then they've also hit 6 free throws as well. So most of their baskets right there the rim.
IU East has done a better job defensively in the interior lately, but you're right, they have dominated the paint tonight. They're going to go down low to Niehoff, trying to get the lead back here for the Red Wolves. Huffman outside. Niehoff can shoot the 3. That's just missing off the front side of the iron.
Niehoff really has not been able to get going. He was huge in their win to get here when they knocked off Briar Cliff.
Smith gets up in the air and had a little contact, no foul, but gets the tough look to fall.
How about this between Smith and Mangus? Two freshmen with 22 combined points right now.
What a kiss off the glass that was for Jalen McKay, the sophomore. But yeah, it's kind of a youth movement here today in this national tournament. Lots of underclassmen performing at a high level for both of these teams. Okafor back to Mangus. The freshman kicks it inside. His pass tipped around a couple times, and it's going to go off the Wildcats last. Back into the hands of the Red Wolves here with 13:31 left to go in this second half.
Now Kyle Magnus is starting to draw a crowd and almost completed that pass. That would have been a nice dump, but another turnover though, and that's something that has really plagued Indiana Wesleyan. It's why this game's tied, even though the Wildcats have shot it much better in this game than their opponents.
Niehoff with the turnaround against Carlson, left it short, and you're right, he just hasn't been able to get going today. One of two players on the floor right now who have not scored, and it was the guy defending him, Carlson, who also is scoreless in this one. Smith on the drive, going to work against Niehoff with his feet moving. Niehoff's going to pick up the foul. That's his second. Fourth team foul on the Red Wolves.
Well, that's a great point of attack right there by Indiana Wesleyan. Draw Niehoff away from the bucket, make him have to move his feet to guard.
20 on the shot clock, 13:02 left to go. As they lob it inside, Carlson has it go off his fingertips. Maxwell's back out there. His shot no good. As long as he's not hitting his shots, IU East can afford to leave Aaron Thomas on the bench. Well, never mind, he's going to be checking in right now. And as we get a foul underneath the hoop here, we had to wonder when the big man was going to come back in, and pretty much anytime Maxwell's on the floor, you can imagine Thomas will be right behind him.
Now the guards for Indiana University East have really done a nice job pushing tempo. That was a great take that time by McKay, getting all the way to the basket.
Niehoff, who is favoring his knee, goes to the sideline. He took a hard hit there.
Him and Maxwell got tangled up on Maxwell's last shot. I don't know if he banged knees or landed on a foot or something.
He's trying to stretch it out, but it looks a little just soft right now, trying to get that leg back working. Down to 15 on the shot clock. They'll kick it outside. Huffman in the corner, now down to 9 on the shot clock. And a three from the top of the key is going to be off the mark. Maxwell gets the defensive rebound.
That was really well defended by Indiana Wesleyan. They did a nice job helping each other.
Ball's loose, and Thomas jumps on it, but it will be a jump ball. Possession arrow will stay on this end of the floor. Okafor is able to get his paws back on it with 22 ticks left to go here on this possession.
All right, Indiana Wesleyan just narrowly avoids their 10th turnover of this game. And I really do think if Indiana University East can continue to apply pressure, try to wear down Indiana Wesleyan and force more of those turnovers, that could be the thing that gets them the win here.
Grant Smith, nope. That's going to be picked up on the rebound, and now in transition here. Looks like the Red Wolves trying to get something going. That was tipped. And past that time as they try to get it over to the left wing from McKay. That ball's loose and kicked on the floor. Okafor gets it inside and just in the right place at the right time that time as Mangus ends up with another bucket. More importantly, it's back to a 2-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan, and their fans are on their feet here inside this building. That one's left short. A couple poor offensive possessions here in these last two trips down for IU East.
Yeah, I would agree. They've taken shots that are uncharacteristic of them.
Maxwell tipping and working hard against Thomas, but couldn't get it. And it's going to be Huffman who brings it up now into the front court. Red Wolves down by 2. Nice pass, little pop shot off the glass, left too strong. Maxwell with the quick rebound. Mangus goes in for the right-handed finish. Wildcats are just taking control of this one. Again, you're now up by 4.
There's too many easy looks for Indiana Wesleyan. They're now back up to shooting over 55%.
That shot off the glass is no good. Maxwell with the rebound.
4 consecutive stops also for Indiana Wesleyan defensively is what's helped fuel this run they're on right now.
Okafor with it in the left wing. They lob it down low. Maxwell gets away from the defense, but again was just too open. Missed everything there. The big man was expecting more pressure defensively, but couldn't find it. 10.5 minutes left to go. A 4-point game, 2-possession contest. IU East needs something to work offensively this trip down.
Yeah, they've missed their last 5 shots on this end, make it 6.
They went to attack Maxwell that time, but he was there and ready for the challenge, swatted it away, and now a foul on the other end. This is going to be on Jalen McKay, the sophomore, who's just picked up his second. See that Wildcat bench? Some of their fans here inside this building loving what they've been seeing over the last couple minutes from Okafor and Maxwell. They go to the bench. IU East trying to figure things out on the fly here right now, but momentum has definitely swung back into the hands of the boys in red.
Well, this Indiana Wesleyan program is no stranger to being on this stage. They've played in 4 of the last 5 national semifinals. And I start to wonder if this game gets closer and we're getting down the stretch run, does some of that experience being on this bigger stage help them?
Under 10 minutes left to play. That's going to go out of bounds. And it will stay with Indiana Wesleyan. They'll have 9 on the shot clock when we come back. Media timeout here in Sioux Falls. We're back with more from the Pentagon right after this. Well, that might be a future Red Wolf in the making. We've got a lot of fans coming from the state of Indiana to watch this one tonight. 3 out of the 4 teams in this semifinal matchup, the Fab Four, are from the state of Indiana. Well represented here in the city of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. These 2 teams right now in a 4-point stranglehold, trying to see if they can't either extend this lead or if IU East can make a stop, see if they can't get back into it. For Mangus, that shot's left short. And IU East back on the offensive attack. Going to coast that time, but the finish was Jacoby Claypool. He's got 10 points in this one now in double figures. In fact, the only Red Wolf in double figures on the floor.
Well, Jacob Johnson went down on that last play for Indiana Wesleyan, and they had to play 5-on-4.
Jump ball called, and on the other end, it was Jacoby Claypool again. Possession arrow favors IU East. He's doing it on both ends of the floor here. There you see a little contact from both players, and a good call really by the officials not to rule that a foul. It could have gone either way in the jump ball now with IU East looking to tie this game up.
Yeah, I thought that was well officiated, but also you're just seeing, again, how much pressure IU East continues to put on. That's now 10 turnovers in this game for Indiana Wesleyan, and IU East has been able to score 15 points off of that.
54-52 your score at the moment. Ball's in the left wing. They're looking down low. Niehoff posting up against Maxwell. Down to 9 minutes left to go. Turn around, that shot off the glass is good. Niehoff getting his first points here tonight. More importantly, he's tied this one at 54, now with under 9 minutes left to go. Maxwell lobs it down low, triple teamed is Carlson. He had it stripped out of his hands. Red Wolves pushing it. 3 from the right wing, good! Charles Peterson, a big three. IU East responding and now taking the three-point edge.
A quick 7-0 run for the Red Wolves, and again, doing it like they've done all year. The defense really putting pressure on the basketball, forcing back-to-back turnovers and turning those, JJ, into easy baskets in transition.
57-54 your score. The two teams will head to their bench to talk things over here for the next few minutes. Looking at the stats in this one, boy, it has been a close matchup inside. And again, this little run here over the last 2 minutes or so, and they've gone on that 7-0 run, has been large in part without their big player, Aaron Thomas. And you're going to have to see if he comes back on the floor here in these next few minutes. But boy, they have been running the floor well, and they're still hitting the three at this moment. Indiana Wesleyan's got to find a way to get an equalizer from downtown. They're just 1 of 7 here tonight.
Yeah, that's been a struggle for them, and Indiana Wesleyan usually a team that shoots it really well. They shoot 40% from the three-point line. That's top 10 in the country. Both these teams really shoot it well, but in this game, certainly IU East has had the upper hand with the three-point shooting. They are 7 of 15, and even though they're not shooting as high a percentage overall, JJ, those three-pointers and the turnovers they're forcing are why they've got this lead now here with about 8:40 to go.
It has been cool to watch all these fans from around the world showing their support from these teams. You saw the IU East tennis team down in South Carolina. They're cheering on hard. Wildcat Fan Club, they're there tonight. You can join our broadcast, whether it's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, doesn't matter. Use that hashtag NAIA D2MBB. You can join our broadcast and get your message on the big board. Well, these fans have been huge for these guys down the stretch. Both teams have brought great fan bases into the city of Sioux Falls, and most of them hanging out beyond the weekend to see if maybe one of these teams can win a national title.
Well, let's see, can Indiana Wesleyan answer here? This is a big offensive possession for them.
Okafor with it, top of the key, behind the back dribble, drives inside. His shot was blocked, but will go to the line for two. He's been so strong on the dribble all night long. This time he'll go to the free throw line, but that's where he's been making his living here tonight.
Okafor had a phenomenal first half. He was 6 for 6, had 12 points, only 2 since then, but big job, or good job there, I should say, just getting to the foul line here because his team really needed some baskets to stop this Indiana East run.
Back in the 2016 season, IU East advanced to the Final Four before falling to St. Francis 79-55.
I was going to say, that's their only trip to this far in the tournament, trying to get to their first championship game.
They did make it to the Elite Eight last season, but lost to Cornerstone, who just got knocked out in the Elite Eight themselves on Saturday. The final of that game was a 10-point game. They are very much in it right now, though, in this 1-point score. Red Wolves with the lead and the basketball with 8 minutes left to go. Down to 17 already on the shot clock for Niehoff, and again, Aaron Thomas has been on the bench for a while. Niehoff couldn't get that shot to go, and Maxwell secures the rebound and a quick foul there. Coaching staff for IU East didn't necessarily like that. Niehoff just being a little too aggressive that time.
Well, Niehoff had 15 points in their quarterfinal win over Briar Cliff, but Evan Maxwell has really neutralized a lot of what IU East typically gets inside from their posts. And he's done that to a lot of people this year.
You're getting to look at a lot of these great shots and angles right now. I think that one right there just kind of tells the story. This kid is a big dude at the free throw line. It's tough to match up against him. There are very few players in this tournament who can match up size-wise, and what he does in the rebounding game is second to none. Just couldn't knock in the free throw this time.
Yeah, it's a big miss of a front end.
Three from the left wing is good, and this IU East squad continues to drain them from downtown.
That's one of those big swings. If Maxwell steps up and hits a couple free throws, they're back on defense. No transition, but 3 the other way.
Boy, Maxwell fighting hard inside that time to earn that bucket. He had bodies all around him, but got it to go. That's a tough shot underneath. What an answer on the other end that time for Bishop Smith.
Boy, IU East has been terrific in transition this half.
Whoa, this is turning into a shootout here in Sioux Falls. Maxwell drains another.
Wow, these teams really going at each other.
62-61 with 7 minutes left to go. Again, a chance to go to the championship of this 32-team field. On the line here tonight, Okafor got the rebound.
Now each possession starts getting magnified more and more as this clock ticks down.
Okafor caught inside the lane. They'll reset the offense. Maxwell isolated, steps out, his shot no good. But Carlson coming out of nowhere with the rebound before Niehoff tips it out of bounds. What an effort that time from Carlson, though, to keep the possession alive here for Indiana Wesleyan.
Indiana Wesleyan's got 10 offensive rebounds in this game, and that's saying a lot because they've hit over half their shots. And they've really pursued the loose ball well, especially here in this second half.
6:36 left to go. Thomas is back out there to try to match up against Maxwell. He's in number 13 in the gray uniform.
Yeah, I think that's a good substitution. I do feel like that gives IU East a better, especially matchup defensively. And the officials are going to talk here. Maybe they're looking at the shot clock. I think that's what they've got to decide.
Yeah, it looks like one of the shot clocks is at 19, the other's at 29, and so they may have a delay here just to kind of take a look at everything here right now.
I think one of them might have come unhooked there. 29 seems right because it was a missed shot, hit the rim, and then it got tipped out of bounds. So I think we got that part fixed and should be ready to go.
Taking a look at some of the inside numbers in this one today. As far as rebounding margin is concerned, Indiana Wesleyan's one of the best. In fact, they rank first at plus 13. The numbers today, though, might kind of be a little bit of a surprise for them. They've gotten a run for their money in the rebounding game in this one. In fact, the numbers right now, 33-23, so still plus 10 for Indiana Wesleyan. But, boy, this IUE squad has been cleaning up the glass well here in this second half. Okafor with it. He's on the attack.
Yeah, they got the switch. They got to get it into Carlson. He had a small guy on him.
Grant Smith on the drive. He goes in strong, too strong off the glass, in fact, but Carlson's there, picking up the rebound and puts it in.
Man among boys that time. Carlson just wanted it, and what a play by Smith.
Came flying out of nowhere, and Okafor is going to wait for the rest of his teammates to get down on that end of the floor. Now 6 minutes left to go. Still just a one-point game.
Alive. Man, that was great defensive play.
Okafor. Little head fake. No, he's going to travel. Carlson wanted it down low. He was wide open.
Yep. Okafor just drug that pivot foot a little bit. Now these coaches really, this is where the wheels start turning, JJ. You know, what kind of sets do you want to run that you know you can get the kind of looks for the kind of players you know that need to make those? How do you manage your substitutions here? Really, again, foul trouble, no issue in this game.
That shot high off the glass is no good. Keep in mind, Thomas just went back to the bench. That could be a factor here. They put in Huffman a moment ago to try to get a little more offense. But at the moment, it's their teammate Bishop Smith who's at the free throw line with 2 coming up.
Now the explosiveness of IU East, their guards, it's been impressive here in the second half. They've really gotten to the rim. And when they haven't, they've been able to get to the rim and still create things for their teammates. IU East 8 of 16 from the three-point line. A big reason is just because that dribble penetration's forced help and then left shooters open.
Free throws will be huge down this stretch here. IU East hasn't gotten to the line a whole lot. That was just their 5th free throw attempt. This, their 6th of the day, is good. 64-63 your score. That one nearly taken away.
Yeah, Indiana Wesleyan fortunate that time it wasn't stolen in the backcourt.
IU East with the 1-point lead there on defense. Wesleyan trying to answer as Smith on the drive goes in strong, and boy, we've said it a number of times in this broadcast and all tournament long, but when he's got the ball in his hands and improvising, there's very few people who can stop him.
Yeah, just too much size that time.
That shot's no good. Still a 1-point game here for the Wildcats, but they can build their lead now as they head back with just over 5 minutes left to go here in this second half.
Yeah, what's going to win out? IU East got some nice size on the floor. or excuse me, I should say Indiana Wesleyan does. IU East, more quickness.
See if they can make another big stop here. Inside pass, Maxwell lost it. Fighting and finding a way to finish.
Wow, that's a big time shot for Maxwell that time. And he's got 15 points now.
67-64, three-point lead. Defender was in the air, just couldn't decide if he wanted to shoot. That's no good. Boy, the indecision there may have cost them dearly. He was about as open as he going to find himself inside that lane against this defense.
Yeah, Claypool had a beautiful shot fake. Missed opportunity though.
4.5 to play. Mangus down low, double teamed. His shot is gonna go.
Now points in the paint are becoming huge. That's 50 of them now. Indiana Wesleyan, their size, winning out right now.
69-64 your score. Just over 4 minutes to play. Red Wolves needing a bucket. Drive inside there. He left it short. That's going to go out of bounds. Last touched by Wesleyan. And a timeout here will give both teams a chance to talk it over. Our final media timeout here in the second half. It's a 5-point lead for Indiana Wesleyan. We'll see if they can hold on when we come back from Sioux Falls in just a moment. (69-64) your score. We're back here inside the Pentagon taking a look. There's your bracket. Down to this Fab Four here with a chance to move to the national championship on Tuesday night. 6 p.m. will be the tip-off on ESPN3. We've got all the action here tonight for you, though, as IU East inbounds it.
IU East, excuse me, JJ, they missed their last 5 shots here, and they need to come up with a couple buckets here. This thing's going to get away from them.
This is a huge possession for this IU East squad. Kick out, 3 from the left corner is good, and there's the answer from the senior Lucas Huffman.
Exactly. Who do you go to when you need a big one? Huffman the man, and he's really shot it well from 3 today.
Smith getting double teamed. He's in all kinds of trouble, had to get it away. Okafor down low, they're tangled up. Maxwell falling over 2 bodies. They're fighting for the basketball. Whoa, lots of extra contact that time as Johnson tried to help everybody up.
I just need to get everyone spread apart.
Yeah.
And, I mean, this has been a high-intensity game, but played beautifully. These teams have had great sportsmanship. They've gone after each other, and certainly so much on the line here with 3.5 to go.
You can tell that every possession matters at this point right now. A 2-point game with 15 on the shot clock. I think they're going to have both teams go to their benches, and they may review this one. We'll have to see what they elect to do here. Refs talking it over as they clean up the hardwood. But I agree, this has been a well-officiated game to this point. These two teams have played hard, and it may be our most entertaining game that we've had in this building yet. We've had a few overtime games throughout this tournament, but just high intensity right now between these two squads who, like we said, have played each other once earlier this season. IU East with the 80-79 win back in mid-November. This is a long conversation for these officials, and both coaches kind of glancing back, waiting to see what they'll do, and they will go to the video now. But for Indiana Wesleyan, back in a familiar spot here in this tournament where they've had a lot of success. Their head coach, Greg Tenagle, in 13 seasons, has taken his team here to 2 national championships, 5 Elite 8 finishes, and 8 Crossroads regular season championships, including 7 straight from 2009 to 2015. He was named the Crossroads League Coach of the Year for the 6th time in 13 seasons. Also received that recognition back in 2014 and 15. He's also a Division II National Coach of the Year. Mark Hester also in his 11th season. We haven't talked about the coaches nearly enough tonight, but these two guys have put together great programs, and they have come here and worked their tail ends off throughout these first 3 games and into tonight.
Yeah, well, I mean, first of all, what a great job Greg Tonigal's done at Indiana Wesleyan. I mean, of course, already 2 national championships to their credit, and you know, they were in this position last year, lost in the semifinals. You know they want to get to that championship game here tomorrow, and you can't also say enough about what Mark Hester's done. I mean, this Indiana University East program really didn't even exist at the NAIA level a decade ago, and he has babied that thing, brought this thing onto the national level. They're in their 2nd semifinal round in the last 3 years, and would love nothing more than to advance that championship game, a place this program has never been.
69-67, the officials have left the video board. They're still huddled up near half court, though, and talking it over. So I'm not even sure that they've completely come to a decision yet on how they want to handle this. But how can you really see anything clearly when you had that tangled mess of bodies all over the floor, spread everywhere? There was a little extra pushing and shoving towards the end, so you got to wonder if that was an issue or if maybe they're just trying to figure out where the clock is right now. They're going to say a jump ball. There will be no fouls to this point, and so after all of that, at least order is restored. These guys have had a chance to cool off a little bit, and we're back to basketball.
Indiana Wesleyan fortunate then to hang on to the basketball. They have the arrow. 15, though, on the shot clock. Let's make sure and see if they're aware of that after that long break.
Smith looked, but will go to the left wing instead. Now down low to Maxwell. He kicks it back outside. Smith for 3. That's in and out, no good. Ball's loose. It's going to be kicked out of bounds. I think IU East is trying to say it went off Maxwell's foot, but it's going to stay here with Indiana Wesleyan.
Well, let me tell you, Indiana Wesleyan's been terrific on the O glass. They've got 8 of them now here in this second half, and that's been huge for them.
Timeout's going to be called by the officials, and it was the head coach for Indiana University East, Mark Hester, who was demanding that they took a look at the video. The officials heard it late, and they're going to grant him that opportunity. So the officials will be going back to the video board for a 2nd straight time, and this will slow things down a bit.
Well, this is not a reviewable play unless it's the last 2 minutes of the game. So unless there's a timeout called by a team, the officials do not review this, and that's exactly what's going to happen here.
Yeah.
They cannot review who touched it last unless we're under the last 2 minutes or if we're in an overtime period, and neither one of those are the case here. And they're going to have to probably explain that to Mark Hester a little bit.
Yeah, he doesn't believe that one, but they're going to have to wait. And so Hester, who's getting an explanation now from the scorer's table as well, is going to head back to his bench a little disappointed, although they may have to check the clock and at least put 1 second back on here. So they may put it up to 3:14, and that's what they'll do.
Yep.
So they get that all straightened out. Smith gets the inbound. Fresh 30 on the shot clock. Wesleyan with a 2-point lead. And Smith traveled, lost his footing, and freshman just got a little too aggressive, maybe just slipped there that time. Either way, that could be potentially costly. Now as IU East gets the ball back, down by 2 with 3 minutes left to go.
Huge stop there. It took a lot of effort, but IU East does get the basketball back, just down 1 possession now.
Shot clock already down to 15. What a kick inside. Huffman got the defender in the air, and he lays it in off the glass. What a smooth move again by the freshman, who's tied it all at 69.
A gigantic basket, and now 5 straight points for IU East.
Smith with a chance to redeem himself here. He got tangled up at the top of the key. Now Mangus on the drive. Got caught underneath, kicks it back outside. 10 on the shot clock for Smith. That's no good. Maxwell tipped it, but he's going to get the foul for going over the top.
How about Jacoby Claypool doing a great job blocking out. Claypool's at 6'2", Maxwell's 6'10". That's fundamental basketball right there. Just keeping your body in the right spot, and a huge call that goes in the way of the Red Wolves, and now they've got a chance to take a lead.
Bringing it up will be Jacoby Claypool, the 6'2 senior out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. Top of the key to McKay. They're looking down low again to the big man, Huffman, but that was tipped out of bounds with 15 on the shot clock, 2:05 left to go in regulation.
In case you're thinking timeouts, you see them there at the bottom of our screen. IUE still 3, and Indiana Wesleyan has 2.
A little pushing near the high post that time between Huffman and Mangus. The officials just clearing that out.
IU East, a definite quickness advantage with this lineup. Can they exploit it?
Under 2 minutes to go, shot clock at 10. On the attack here is Bishop Smith. He'll spin at the free throw line, bounces it down low. That's going to be tipped out of bounds off the hands of Jacoby Claypool, and it'll go back to the Wildcats here with 1:48 to play.
Yeah, it definitely looked like the right call, seeing the replay there. Now, the officials can actually go review this when it looks like they're going to, because we are now under the last 2 minutes of this game, JJ. But it's been awesome to watch the dynamics of this game, because you got one team in IU East that's playing with a really small lineup. They basically have 4 guards and kind of a stretch foreman out there in Huffman. And then you flip it the other way, Indiana Wesleyan's got nothing but trees all over the place. And they got Okafor running the point. And both teams have had success with these lineups, and the coaches look like they're going to ride it out.
Taking a look at the numbers for Evan Maxwell while we have a chance. Coming into this tournament, he had 6 double-doubles this season, was all Crossroads League second team. In this game tonight now, he's not only his team's leading scorer with 18 points, but he's also his team's leading rebounder with 12. Throughout this tournament, he's been terrific. Maxwell, in the opening round win, had 33 points and 6 rebounds. In the second round game, had 22 minutes, 17 points, 8 rebounds. And in his last round in the quarterfinals, 22 points, just 2 rebounds in 31 minutes. But this is by far his best stat line of this tournament, coming up big for his squad when they've needed him to, picking up what is now his 7th double-double of the year.
And to me, also the big reason for Indiana Wesleyan being where they're at has been the play of some of their role guys, specifically Joel Okafor. JJ, he's got 16 in this game, 6 for 6 from the field, 4 for 4 from the free throw line. Oh, and by the way, he's got 3 assists and 3 rebounds too. He has done so much from the point guard position today for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he didn't get into double figures in any of the previous 3 games here in Sioux Falls, but he has been terrific here tonight. Okafor has been special, and it's been mostly inside the lane. Indiana Wesleyan has not shot the ball well from downtown today. They're just 2 of 9 at 22%, but they're over 53%, I should say, on the day from the field overall because of what they've done inside the paint all game long.
Yeah, 50 points in the paint. They've got 69 on the board, and 9 of those are from free throws. So of the 60 points they've scored from the field, 50 of them have been down low. Again, Indiana Wesleyan's just gone with that bigger lineup almost exclusively here this second half, and they've just tried to pound that thing inside or try to score off the drive and get near the rim and use their size to finish.
I was just looking on the big board here inside the Pentagon. They had kind of a spray chart of where all the shots had gone throughout the day. For the Wildcats, it was just a blob of red right underneath the hoop. That's where they've lived here tonight. And after taking a look at everything, they finally get this one straightened out. It will be Indiana University East basketball, I believe. Nope, Wildcats will have it. I wasn't even on the same page there, but we're good now. 1:48 left to go. Yeah, Wildcats on the attack.
Yeah, they got to handle this press here, and that's not going to be easy, but there's the man you want to do it. Okafor does a great job just being strong with it.
Mangus, after the long review, gets it to Okafor. He's been the one kind of pushing this offense all night long. Mangus, top of the key now, down to 9 on the shot clock. Spins, lots of contact. His shot's good with no whistle. And getting up slow off the floor after that play was Jacoby Claypool.
Officials have let him play the whole night. That was a tough finish for Mangus.
2-point game right now, 71-69. Claypool had that pass tipped. Back into the corner, though. That three rattles in and out, and a near offensive rebound, but Brad Hunt goes to the ground hard. He is favoring his left leg. That doesn't look good as he tries to rub off the knee. Look, good news is he will be able to stand up. How much weight he can put on that leg remains to be seen.
Yeah, it's actually Jalen McKay there that came flying in. And, you know, IU East, they're down right now. Smaller lamp, though. They've got to go flying after those old boards just like that. Again, they've got the quickness advantage to try to run some of those down. And a great job by McKay saving the possession for his team.
Yeah, McKay still with a hand on that left leg of his with the inbound coming in. 1:03 left to go, 30 on the shot clock. And a timeout called by IU East. The Red Wolves had 3 timeouts left. 2 of them were 30-second timeouts. They'll use one of those here. Boy, with this game as tight as it's been today, gotta wonder who IU East will go to at this point. Huffman's their leading scorer with 16 points. You gotta figure he's gonna be getting their first look, but you also have to assume that the defense will know that. He's 6 of 11 today. Jalen McKay's 6 of 10 from the field. He's probably the second best option, but if that leg's not quite right, he may not be able to run the floor like they'd like, so somebody else may have to step up on this possession to try to tie it.
I expect IU East to really spread the floor here. You got a full shot clock. You got plenty of time to get a good basket, make Indiana Wesleyan have to guard you off the bounce. You've got the quickness advantage. Use it to your advantage if you're the Red Wolves.
Well, and look at the Red Wolves here. They're just running around in a circle near the free throw line right now. Now breaking free. They didn't want to show who's going to be getting that one quite yet. Huffman, with under a minute to go, with Carlson in front of him, kicks it back outside.
There's the drive.
That shot blocked by Mang as he stepped out of bounds, though, with 15 on the shot clock. 49 and 2/10 of a second left to go. And the officials talking here underneath the hoop again as we get a look from our bird's eye view. That was tipped, but yeah, Mangus appeared was close to being out of bounds. And they're going to stick with it. 15 on the shot clock, the inbound coming from the baseline.
Well, that was a great job by IU East, really attacking off the bounce. They're going to have to do that again here.
McKay up to the top of the key. Smith on the drive. Goes baseline with 2 bodies around him. He kicks it back outside. 4 on the shot clock. The extra pass got tipped. 33 seconds left to go. Shot clock can't quite be turned off. About a 4.5-second difference. And now a foul's going to be called here on Jalen McKay. Their head coach, Mark Hester, not pleased on the sideline there now with the shot clock turned off. In this contest here, as close as it is with 2 points, with Mangus going to the line, this now puts IU East with their backs to the wall a little bit.
That certainly does. Mangus about a 78% foul shooter here, but a guy that's been there a ton.
He missed it. The freshman couldn't knock it in. Chance to tie or take the lead for the Red Wolves with the shot clock turned off. Down we go, under 20 seconds. Inside the lane, McKay, no, couldn't get it to go. Johnson had the rebound and gets fouled. Still some time here with 14.5 seconds left to go, but it's a slow walk to the other end of the floor for both teams.
Mark Hester knows his team's let a couple opportunities slip through their fingers on the offensive end. Oh, that was a great take, though, by McKay. That was a good matchup for him to attack. Just couldn't get the shot to fall, and now another huge front end here of a 1-and-1.
We'll have to see how this goes. Johnson's had a quiet night, just 1 point to this moment in the game, and he hits the free throw. Looking at his numbers during the regular season, Johnson was just a 67% free throw shooter at 58 of 86. They're going to need him to hit one more here. This to make it a 2-possession game.
How about that? The senior steps up and hits 2 biggies.
Whistle blows, timeout on the floor. 14.5 seconds left to go, and now if you're Indiana University East, you probably need to get down the floor in a hurry and try to get a bucket, hope you get fouled and make it a 3-point play. Don't need to necessarily shoot the 3, but you got to be doing more of that, driving and trying to figure out a way to draw some contact. But again, there have been a couple unfortunate misses for those Red Wolves down the stretch here that could have kept this one a little closer.
If I'm IU East, I'm going to get this basketball in as quick as I can and score as quick as I can. I'm going right to the rim because you got to figure Indiana Wesleyan, the last thing they want to do is foul, stop the clock. So more than likely they're going to give you a pretty easy 2-point look. Get this thing back to a one-possession game. You still have another timeout. You can burn it, set your press, really ramp up the pressure and see if you can get a steal. If not, then you got to foul real quick. That's how I would play this if I was coaching Indiana University East right now. We'll see what Mark Hester does coming out of this timeout.
Yeah, they're huddled around their head coach. And again, you got everybody tuning in and watching this one from around the world tonight. We've had some great social media posts. Let us know who you're cheering for. We've still got one game coming up yet tonight. College of Idaho against St. Francis. That tips off as soon as this one wraps up. Right now, all eyes are on these two teams. Can Indiana University East sneak their way back in this one? They have one timeout, a 30-second timeout left. Wildcats have 2 timeouts, including 1 full. Into the front court. Smith will try the 3, and that's good! 3-point bucket with 8 9/10 of a second, and Mark Hester will call his final timeout. What a shot from Bishop Smith.
Huge shot for Smith. Their best 3-point shooter shoots it at about 46% from the 3-point line, and he pulled up. He was just nails on that, and I have to admit, I'm a little surprised he didn't take it to the rim because that was a do-or-die shot. If that doesn't go in, JJ, this game is effectively over unless IU East, I don't know, even if you get an offensive rebound, I think you burn too much clock. They had to get that one to go, but now they're in a great position. Put your press on. Even if you foul, you hope you get one more chance at it. Worst case, maybe down 3.
Red Wolves have 9 team fouls, so the next foul would mean 2 free throws. It would no longer be a 1-and-1 situation. Something to keep in mind there, but you're absolutely right. The foul wouldn't necessarily hurt them at this point. It'll be Grant Smith for Wesleyan to inbound it here. 72 for the Red Wolves, down by 1, but full court press coming.
Who do you try to foul? Okafor's not a bad person to go after. He's less than 70% right there.
They got him. He'll go to the line. It only took about half a second off the clock to maybe a little more than that, but not even a full second. To the other end of the floor we go.
Now the one thing is Okafor's been there 4 times today. He's hit all 4 of them, JJ. He's had a great game to this point. Maybe even you could say a career game for what he's done offensively, but these are the big ones.
He's 10 of 16 at the free throw line overall in this tournament, and that one rattles in.
I like how Okafor, he just got that ball from the official right in rhythm and shot it, didn't hold it, think about it. That looks smooth. Now, still lots of time here for IU East to pull something off here. Now, of course, the age-old question starts coming in here. If this is a 3-point game, does Indiana Wesleyan consider fouling so that IU East cannot get a 3-point shot off? That's always a constant debate in these situations.
Maxwell has gone to the bench. Carlson's back in the game to provide a little extra defense. It's a 3-point game. Here's the final seconds. Smith hit the 3 a moment ago. He's trying to find some room, throws it up from the top of the key, and it's short. And that's how this one comes to an end. Indiana Wesleyan will be heading to the national championship game on Tuesday night.
What a defensive stand they have to have there at the end. They did a great job really covering up Smith and forcing a difficult attempt. And Indiana Wesleyan will head back to the championship game where they won their championship in 2016.
Yep, they won 2 in 3 years, including that